This is a video made on our trip to New Zealand Easter 2010. We were met in Auckland by my sister Jill and drove down to Pupu in the Waikato to stay with our friends Helen and Noel Very on their farm, see the stones that they've taken from their big farm now down to their retirement farm near the village. It's a typical farm in a way, the farmhouse, one story, on its own, on the farm, not in a village as we do in Europe. Quite a big house so they can have their friends to stay, very pleasant, very comfortable. And they want to keep on working, they don't want to do nothing. They play golf a lot and they're near to the golf course and near to the children, and they have a few sheep and cattle and about 200 acres, I think. I can't remember exactly the size. This is looking down across the valley and the farm from higher up on the mountain. Typical view of New Zealand farm. Tauranga, which is home for us in the Bay of Plenty. Staying at my cousin Jane and Stuart's, looking across to Mount Maunganui from Otomaitai. We see the mountain in the distance. Wonderful view. The tide comes in and out, which of course is interesting for Europeans because we're used to living on the Mediterranean that doesn't have this sort of tide. Marvellous birds coming in every morning. We went fishing down the coast a little bit of Papamoa, one of the beaches I used to swim at as a teenager with my mother. Can we not normally eat kawai? It's just that it's good bait for the snapper. We're wasting this beautiful fish.
It's better bait.
You can eat kawai.
You can eat kawai.
But you need to bleed it straight away.
Yeah, you can go slowly.
20 would do fine.
20.
Okay, here are the fish that Yanis and Stuart caught on the Saturday before Easter, which Yanis insisted on cooking Greek style with oil and lemon on the barbecue, whole fish with their skins on, okay? Then the next day, we're walking along the beach in front of Jane and Stuart's house. Lovely day. Big stretch along the coast. You can see big houses higher up, trees in front, and a path along the beachfront.
No.
Roots in the air of a tree. The Pahutakawa, which is all along the North Island coast, which has beautiful red flowers. We bought one and brought it back to Vula and planted it in our garden. We'll see how it goes. Ever hopeful. Our kowhai hasn't done so well. They're looking across to the mount again. Tide's in. Lovely day. The day before we leave Tauranga. Looking across to the port of Mount Maunganui. A bridge goes across now from Tauranga. We used to have to drive a long way around. Some black swans that we've been watching. The very tall date palms, which impressed us. And here we are, walking along our path. A hot day. Few seagulls, a little bit different looking, quite small, not very big. We left Tauranga, drove down to Jill's house in Palmerston North, in the middle of the North Island, near where we were brought up as children in Rangawakia. This is Jill's garden, looking very nice. Sitting outside, again a sunny day. We had wonderful weather, better than Jill had in Greece recently, sitting in her garden. And then with our friends Helen and Rob, we went for a drive through the Manawatu Gorge, seeing the New Zealand native bush, which we're quite proud of, with the panga trees. Looking down from the native bush across the valley, a river, Manawatu River. Very nice little path through the bush where children had written signs on the trees in their own little language. I think somewhere I've got a photograph of one. Quite green in the Manawatu, more so than in the Bay of Plenty where it had been dry. Then finally we leave the Manawatu and go back up to Auckland and stay with Lynn and Ken in their new house on the sort of an estuary in Auckland, right on the water. Got a jetty going out, a little boat. And we went out to their summer house with Ken for a drive in the afternoon to Piha. They have this wonderful house right on the water again at Piha, a surfing beach, famous throughout New Zealand, very dangerous for swimming, but wonderful to walk along. Black sand on the west coast, not the golden sand on the east coast. Many people out walking their dogs Friday afternoon. And here we are walking along, my sister Jill, Kenneth and I and the dog, Tip, sheepdog. Had him for quite a while, having a lovely time, going for a walk along the beach. Long beach, wide beach, sandy beach of course. Shoes off, no stones. Here we are on our way back again. Two sisters and a dog. Jill attempting to throw sticks to the dog. Another left-hander like me. Not such a good shot, but the dog enjoyed it. One dog named Tip. One grandmother named Linny, knitting for the new grandson, daughter. One lovely, beautiful little Labrador. Named Boston. Who's wagging his tail? Hey, boss. And two men in a boat, still hoping to catch some fish. Ken and Yanni coming back from an afternoon's fishing in what Ken might call a boat and not much fish.